Hey guys, it's Kaylee from K-Books and this is my August wrap-up post. This is where I'm just going to show you what I read in August and what I plan to read in September. August was my review cleanup challenge where I was just trying to read a lot of my review books. I planned on getting a lot of the hard copy review books read, but as you can see, that didn't happen a lot. But I got a lot of ebooks for review in August, so I still read quite a lot of the review books, but they just happened to be ebooks rather than the actual hard copy books. So I'm going to go through the ebooks I read first. I read Neophyte by Emily Apple. I got this for review, and this is the first in a series, and it's an angel book and it's young adult. I gave this one 5 stars. I really liked it. I was really nervous to start it because Emily is a friend of mine on Goodreads and I was like terrified I wouldn't like it, but I did love it. It's a really unique angel story and it's not like any of the other angel stories that I've read before, so I really liked that one. I read Seducing Cinderella by Gina L. Maxwell. This was a review book I got from Entangled Publishing, and this is an adult contemporary romance, and I gave this one 5 stars as well. It's a really good romance. If you're a romance fan, I would really suggest this. It was really good, but I do find that I've loved so many of the Entangled books, so I wasn't really surprised by how much I loved that. This one doesn't actually have a cover, but it's Dirty Blood by Heather Hildenbrand, and this is the first in a young adult werewolf series. I don't usually like a lot of werewolf series, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I haven't really read a lot of werewolf books, and the ones I have I've thought are okay, but they're not brilliant. But I really like that one. I gave Dirty Blood 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's a very different werewolf story, and it's the first one I've actually really loved. So I'm really glad that I actually started to read that series. I read Cold Blood by Heather Hildenbrand, which is the second book in the Dirty Blood series, and I gave this one 5 stars. I thought it was a lot better than the first one. It's like you're already into all the action, and it's got a lot of twists and turns that I didn't see coming, so I really like that about it. It's a really, really great werewolf story. So I really enjoyed that. And I also read Blood Bond by Heather Hildenbrand, which is the 3rd book in the Dirty Blood series. I loved this one. It was so much better than the first 2, and I read it in about a day. I just couldn't put it down. I gave it 5 stars, and I'm dying for the 4th one, which this only just came out yesterday. Heather sent me the arc, so I'm not sure when the 4th one will be out, but I'm really looking forward to continuing the series. It's a really great series, so I really enjoyed that. I also read Tall, Dark and Divine by Jenna Bennett. This was another review book from Entangled, and it's an adult contemporary romance with a mythological twist. I really like this. I gave this one 4 stars. It was really good. I really loved this, that it had mythology in, because I'm a big fan of books with mythology in, and it's the story of Eros, I think that's how you say it, which is the god of love. So yeah, I really, really liked that one too. Also read Wrong Bed, Right Guy by Katie Robert. This is an adult contemporary, and I got this for review from Entangled Publishing. And I gave this one 5 stars. It was really good. It was quite funny, which with a lot of the adult contemporary you don't find, so I really liked that about it. I also read No Dress Required by Carrie Quinn. This was a book that I bought because I got the 2nd one for review and wanted to read the 1st one. It's an adult contemporary, and it's the first in the Love Required series by Carrie Quinn. And I gave this one 2 stars. I didn't really like it. I thought the character was just stupid. She was just a complete and utter idiot. So I didn't really like it that much. But I read the 2nd one today. I finished it today, and I actually really liked the 2nd one, so it kind of made up for it. They're about different characters, so I was glad about that. This was the first book I read in the month, this one, and it's My Super Sweet 16th Century by Rachel Harris. This is the first book in the 16th Century series, and I got this from Entangled Teen for review, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was absolutely fantastic. It's about this girl who goes back in time into the 16th century, and it turns out that she is actually one of her ancestors, and she has to learn a lesson before she can go back to her own time, but then she ends up finding someone, like she falls in love with someone while she's there, and it's so great. I can't wait for the second one. It's going to be brilliant. I'd call this the historical book for people who don't like historical, because I don't like historical. I find historical books kind of boring, but I loved this one. It's a really great book, and I would suggest it to anyone. It was really great. Another entangled romance I got for review is His Unexpected Family by Robin Thomas, and I gave this one 2 stars. I didn't really like it. I didn't really connect with the characters, and I felt like they were just being stupid, and all of it could be avoided if they actually just talked to each other. So it really bugged me a bit, this book. It's one of the only entangled books that I haven't liked, and I was quite surprised by that. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this one. Another entangled romance one was The Oil Tycoon and Her Sexy Chic by Roz Clark, and I gave this one 5 stars. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed this one. It was really great. There's not much I can say about the romance books as to what they're about, because they're really just normal, everyday romance books. But yeah, I gave that one 5 stars. There's one more book I read this month, and it's The Star Dwellers by David S., and this is the second book in the Dwellers saga. I beta read this for David. It was brilliant. I couldn't even give feedback because it was just so great. I beta read the first one as well, and it's a young adult dystopian book, and it's really great. I don't want to say much about it because I'll spoil the first one, but it's a really great series where something happened, so they all had to move underground, and you have the sun dwellers, the moon dwellers, and the star dwellers, and it's just about like what happens there and the politics of it and everything. I really loved this. I gave that one 5 stars, and he's just sent me the finished copy, so I'm going to read that hopefully in the next week or so I can get my review up. That's all of the ebooks I read, but I did read a couple of hard copy books. I had a break from review books, and I reread Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. I read this last month. I had the UK arc of it, and I loved it so much I had to get the US hardback, and as soon as it came I just had to reread it because it's brilliant, so I gave that 5 stars. The rest are all review books. So I read The Selection by Kira Cass. This is the first book in a young adult dystopia series, and the series is called The Selection series, I think. I gave this one 5 stars, I believe. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars. I'd heard a lot of mixed things, and some people really didn't like it, but I really loved it. I think The Selection, it reminded me a lot of The Hunger Games, but it's like a princess version of The Hunger Games and a dating version of The Hunger Games, but I really liked it. So yeah, I really enjoyed The Selection. I also read Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. This is the first book in the Beautiful series, but really I think it's a standalone because the second book is actually going to be this, told from Travis's point of view. I got this from NetGalley, but I got the paperback because it was on really cheap, and I prefer reading paperbacks to ebooks. I really loved this. I was really nervous to start it because a lot of people are associating it with 50 Shades of Grey, and it's no surprise that I absolutely hate that series. I just hate it so much. But I loved this. It's a new adult, I believe. It's like in between young adult and adult. but I loved it. It's really good. So I would suggest this to anyone. It's a contemporary and it's amazing. The last two books I have to show you of what I read this month is actually, they're both my book of the month because I couldn't really decide between them because they were both amazing. The first one of that is Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. This is the first book in the White Rabbit Chronicles. This is my first book I've read by Gina Showalter and I was really impressed. I loved this book. I read it in one sitting. It's creepy and brilliant. When I read it, I was sat in my seat in front of the window and I was seriously, like, as the sun was setting, looking out of my window to make sure that these zombies weren't coming to get me because they are creepy. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it and I'm dying for the second one already, and this one isn't even out yet. It's fantastic. I was really looking forward to this because I do love, like, interpretations of classics, but what's great about this is it's a very unique story, something I've never read anything like it, and it still has little hints to the actual classic of Alice in Wonderland. So I really love this book and I can't wait to read the second one. And the last book I read this month is The Lost Prince by Julie Kagawa, and this is the first one in the Iron Fey Call of the Forgotten series. This is an arc I got and I gave it 5 stars. It's brilliant. I loved the Iron Fey series and I loved this one. I'm not going to say much because if you haven't read the Iron Fey series, it's going to spoil it. But this is set quite a lot of years, like 12 or 13 years after the Iron Fey. And it's brilliant. It's so good. I love that you get to see the characters from the original Iron Fey series in this. So I thought that was brilliant. So yes, that one is my book of the month as well because it was absolutely brilliant. So that's all the books that I read this month. I'll show you a couple that I'm planning on reading, but I'm not actually sure what I'm going to be reading. I'm still going to be trying to read some of my review books because I have a lot. I'm currently reading Angel Arias by Marianne Depierres. I don't know how you say her name. This is the second book in the Night Creatures series, and I believe you can only get them in Australia, but my friend has lent, Emily from thebookgeek.co.uk has lent me this, and I'm about 100 pages in, so I'm planning on finishing this weekend. Then my next read is Defiance by C.J. Redwine. This is an arc I got from Atom Publishing, and it sounds brilliant. I've heard a lot of great things about this book and I love this cover. It's beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I'm going to be trying to get through some of my hard copy arcs, so some that I'm planning on reading is Carnival of Souls by Melissa Marr. I haven't read anything by Melissa Marr, but this sounds very, very good and kind of creepy. Planning on reading What's Left of Me by Kat Zan. I was going to read these two in August, but I never actually got round to them, so this is one of my next reads. I'm probably going to read this after Defiance. And I also want to read The Diviners by Libba Bray. This book is huge. It sounds really good. I got this for review from Atom as well. So yeah, I'm planning on reading that soon. And this isn't a review book, but I'm planning on buddy reading this with Tanisha from Diary of a Book Addict, and we're going to be reading Oracle by Gina Rosati. I'm really looking forward to this. I love this cover, how it's just very pretty, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So those are all the books that I read and that I plan to read. So thanks for watching. Bye.